So leaky gut, first, let me talk about symptoms of leaky gut because they're really broad. Often we don't necessarily think of it. So poor immune system. So if you've ever been diagnosed with autoimmune condition, if you tend to get sick easily, I think of leaky gut. Bloating, diarrhea, constipation, gas, headaches, brain fog, memory loss. This can all be coming from leaky gut. Fatigue, abdominal weight increase or abdominal bloating, metabolic syndrome. So increased circumference around the abdomen, any like minor blood sugar dysregulation signs where maybe like you've gone in and your blood sugars are slightly elevated. Skin rashes, acne, eczema, rosacea, those can all link back to leaky gut. What else? Cravings for sugar, right? If the cravings are big and intense for sugar or carbs, joint pain, arthritis, aches and pains in the body, that we can definitely think leaky gut. Yeast overgrowth, if you have recurrent yeast infections, but also if you've been diagnosed with candida or just yeast overgrowth. Digestive symptoms other than what I've already described, heartburn, if you've ever been prescribed, like a Prilosec or something like that, which actually wreaks havoc on our gut, which is a totally different conversation. Migraines, hives, anxiety, depression, water retention, puffiness. Even if you've been diagnosed with estrogen dominance, I want you to think leaky gut, or that your body doesn't detoxify well. So obviously it's really broad. And so it's something that I think all of us, it's important for us to consider. If you've ever been on antibiotics, if you've ever taken ibuprofen, if you've ever been on the birth control pill, we have to consider the possibility of leaky gut. How do we test it? Why is it bad? That's a little bit more difficult. Okay. A GI map is going to be the best test to look at your stool and your gut microbiome and to see if there's yeast overgrowth or parasites or, certain bacteria that are out of whack. But to really measure leaky gut isn't necessarily a thing that I know of. But we do know that the gut is just an amazing organ. And it's obviously divided into different zones. And I want you to know that there is more bacteria in the gut than stars in the Milky Way. We're talking trillions versus billions. We as humans are more our microbiome than we are human cells. We're like 90% microbiome, 10% human cells. Okay, so there is some genetic predisposition here, right? For some of us, we have a genetic predisposition towards diabetes or metabolic syndrome, or specifically carrying weight around the abdomen, central obesity. And so I think it's important to call out that can be a factor. And our genes are what load the gun. It's our lifestyle that pulls the trigger. Okay, so when it comes to leaky gut, it really is something that is caused by lifestyle, some of it out of our control, just based on the air we breathe, the water we drink, the things that we've been exposed to in our lifetime. But a lot of it really can shift based on our choices.